Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Tuesday, August 6th. On today's show, we meet a new podiatrist visiting the Arbor Medical Center. We'll learn about the new channel lineup coming to your TV starting next week. And we'll find out which Shell Point resident once appeared on the cover of Life magazine. But first, we want to talk about an urgent need. Florida is a different place during the summer, but one thing remains the same: the need for volunteers to donate blood. It's so important that the 3 major blood centers in Florida have joined forces and are now called One Blood. They'll be visiting Shell Point this afternoon with new extended hours from 12:30 to 6 p.m. If you volunteer to donate blood, you'll receive a free mini physical, as well as coupons and other free giveaways. Of course, you'll also get the satisfaction of knowing how many people your blood is benefiting. Once again, if you are in generally good health and weigh at least 110 pounds, then you are eligible to donate blood and help save a life. You can do so this afternoon from 12:30 to 6 p.m. outside the village church. In other medical news, Shell Point is proud to announce a new podiatrist taking appointments at the Arbor Medical Center. Dr. Andy Chi is a lifelong Floridian and would love to help you with any issues with your feet or ankles, from simple nail problems all the way to reconstructive surgery. Dr. Chi visits the Arbor Medical Center Wednesday mornings and Thursday afternoons. Let's learn more about him.
I did my podiatry school at Barry University, and then I did my 3-year surgical residency at Palmetto General Hospital, which is in Hialeah, Florida. During residency, I was able to take part in surgical mission trips to Dominican Republic mainly, and what we do is we do surgery for like 2 days there straight. My last trip I went there, we did 38 surgeries in 2 days. I'm currently practicing in the foot and ankle care of the island coast. We have 2 locations, one in off of McGregor in Fort Myers, and the other one is off of Del Prado in Cape Coral, and also starting to see patients here in Shell Point. I can do the full scope of podiatry, from fungus nails to major reconstructive surgery of the foot and ankle. Any types of pain, if you sprain your ankle, anything, skin lesions that you may have, anything in the foot or ankle. And I'll also do routine foot care. I see from primary medicine, of podiatry primary medicine, to trauma and reconstruction of the foot and ankle. Nail fungus is the most commonly seen here. There's lots of ways to treat it. There is surgical debridement of it. That's what normally we do here. We just debridement of nails, and then there are topical ways that I can prescribe medication to be applied, and there is also a oral medication that you can take also. The Arbor Medical Center, I see patients on Wednesdays and Thursdays. In the morning on Wednesdays from 9 to 12, and Thursday from 1 o'clock till 4. So if you have any needs, pain in your feet, anything dealing with your feet or ankle, just give me a call and we'll set up an appointment and we'll see you.
Once again, to set up an appointment with Dr. Andy Chi, call his office at 482-7100 and mention that you're a Shell Point resident. Well, this week concludes our summer concert series, and we're definitely sending it off with a bang. Or should I say, a buzz. This Friday, we're welcoming a barbershop quartet, unlike any you've heard before. It's a female barbershop quartet called The Buzz. These talented ladies sing the same barbershop favorites as the guys, but they bring their own distinctive sound to the performance. These 4 ladies are all members of the Sweet Adelines, and all have accomplished vocal careers on their own. And performing together as Buzz, they have recorded numerous CDs and have given award-winning performances worldwide. Come hear what The Buzz is about as they perform at Shell Point this Friday, 7:30 p.m. in the church auditorium. Tickets are just $15 and can be purchased at either service desk. In other entertainment news, your television is about to get a lot more entertaining. And with a new digital signal coming next week, the picture will be much, much clearer. Another upside to next week's TV transition, more channels, including dozens of channels now available in high definition. We asked Peter Burt to give us a rundown of all the new channels you can now receive in HD starting next week.
Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike and Peter Burt here with ShellPoint TV. We're talking about the digital TV transition, which is happening here at ShellPoint August 13th. We have a new digital TV system, new channels, new everything. So today we're going to talk about the channel lineup. And Peter, we have some great news about the channel lineup. We're getting new channels.
Yes, we do. All the channels that we have now will be continued on the digital system. And in addition, like Jared mentioned, we will be picking up some new channels. Specifically, we'll be picking up the Encore package, which I think brings 6 more channels.
That's movies.
That's all movies, all good movies.
People here love movies. So you're not losing any channels, and we're gaining a whole bunch. And we're actually gaining a lot in HD.
We are.
And I want to stress the importance of this, that a lot of people might not have ever seen high definition, but you need to see it. You need to experience it. The difference is like night and day, especially when you watch movies and sporting events.
Yeah.
It's really outstanding. So if you could, I just want to go through the list of all the channels that we're going to have in HD. So
Sure,
Peter, why don't you read all the new HD channels we're going to have after August?
Sure. All the local networks will be in HD as they are now. Also, we'll pick up in HD the NBC News and Weather 24/7, the Weather Channel, Headline News, CNN, Fox News, Fox Business, Lifetime, Turner Classic Movies, TNT Network, USA Network, TBS Superstation, Discovery Channel, FX, the Travel Channel, National Geographic, Bravo, A&E, History Channel, the Big Ten Network, the Golf Channel, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, Sun Sports, Speed, Fox Sports Florida, Animal Planet, Lifetime Movie Network, HGTV, the Food Network, and last but not least, Nickelodeon East.
So that's great. All of those channels in high definition, if you have a TV like this one that has a digital receiver and is in high definition. So sporting events, movies, they'll all be in high definition. It's going to be fantastic. Now, the downside is the channels are going to shuffle a little bit.
Some of the channels will move around a little bit. We will be keeping the 3 important ShellPoint channels where they are now.
Yes, 11, 12, and 13.
Correct. They're going to stay right where they are.
And you probably have a card that kind of looks like this, and we're going to come out with a new lineup card.
And those will be distributed a day or 2 before the transition. We'll be stuffing them in mailboxes.
Now, something else to notice, for those of you who have been on our digital stations and have their TVs programmed, we had a section here with 103.3, 103.4. Tell us about the 0.3.4, Peter.
Well, we found out now that with new technology and new equipment, we're able to do away with the decimal or the minor channels. One important reason for this is the TiVo units don't recognize all of these channels. Our system will be going to what's called whole channels, so there will be no more decimals, and every channel will be able to be recorded by a TiVo unit.
So it's great. You don't have to worry about 101.3, 0.4, 0.5. There's no points anymore. It's just straight Channel 1, Channel 2, Channel 3, Channel 4. Again, we're going to be distributing these lineup cards in August. Tell us again the date when this is going to happen.
The transition will take place on the night of August 13th. So when you wake up August 14th in the morning, you're going to have all new digital TV service.
Okay. And so, if you have any questions about these new channels and this new system, call the ShellPoint call center at 454-2190, and somebody there will be able to help you out. With Peter Burt, this is Jared Pike for ShellPoint TV.
We're putting the finishing touches on a new printed TV channel lineup card, and you should be receiving one in your mailbox sometime this week. Let's go back in time now to an era when Life magazine arrived in your mailbox once a week, and usually with a pretty face on the cover. Now, who do you think this pretty face belongs to? That's current ShellPoint resident Betty Sommer, who grew up outside of New York and worked as a photographic model in her teenage years in the 1940s. Here she tells us how she ended up on the cover of Life magazine.
Well, I was born and raised in Scarsdale, New York, which is what they used to call a bedroom community, because all the men worked in New York City, and took the train in every morning. And I grew up there, went to school there, was married there. Both my parents were psychiatrists, or they're doctors. My mother might take me with her when she wanted to go shopping, but she was going in to get some things that you could not get in a store in Scarsdale, and probably sheets or something. That was Stern's department store. It was on 42nd Street. And so I went with her, and I said, well, do you mind? I want to get a job. I'm going to college in the fall. And I went up where the offices were and asked if there was any position for me, and they said yes. And I was an elevator operator for the summer. Well, Life magazine decided to do a story on college shops. Now, a college shop was set up for the gals who are going to college in the fall to come in and get appropriate clothing. And when they looked into it, they found that Stern's department store had started it. So they decided to feature Stern's. Since I was elevator operator and I was switched around to different cars and talked a lot, they knew that I was going to college in the fall. And I was eligible for something like this. So Life magazine interviewed me, and they decided to use me. So when they did the story, they featured me in it. But one of the women who was with them said to me, next summer, why don't you model? It's fun. And she said, I'm working through Conover Model. She said, just go in there. So I did it the following summer. And they give you a list of where to go to get your picture taken, because you have to have a lot of sample pictures. And then the people who'd be using them, magazines, department stores, anybody who might be using models. And you were supposed to go around and leave a sample of a photograph of you. One of the places that I was supposed to go was to Life magazine. So I went in there, and they remembered me from the summer before. And they used me, this original picture that got it all started was the Johnny Jeep hat, which some designer had decided they could make an army hat into something that would be desirable. And when I was photographed in that, it was with another person. Nothing really happened, no. Occasionally I'll see somebody wearing something like that, though. Well, it was the Navy that was doing, getting ready to have the Waves official, and they wanted a uniform. So they had a designer in New York City design a uniform for the Waves, and they used me for that. Funny, when I went to do that, I was sent up to his studio and had to go into a waiting room, and it was a waiting room where they had models parading the things that the designer had done. And there was one other woman in there, and it was Irene Dunn. Well, this was the kind of place that you had to have prestige and money. Somewhere during the summer, a couple fellows from Annapolis spoke to their superiors, got permission to ask us to come down to Annapolis for a weekend. Life called us, and they said, would you like to do it? We'll pay all your expenses if you want to go down for the weekend. And it was a football weekend and a big dance weekend and everything. And I have a lot of the pictures from that because they took all these photographs and then they didn't use them because it was the week of the Malta Conference, and that was more important, and they didn't have room to get both stories in. During that summer that I was modeling, one of the places I went was to Gimbel's. They had a call. They put on a fashion show each month, and they needed a few models, so I went in and I did that. Well, the following summer, when I had decided not to model anymore, I went in there, and in their advertising department, and they put me in charge. Well, during that time, I had to put on the fashion shows. They tried to get a celebrity each time they had one. And they had Zero Mostel. He was in one of them. Then I think I had a model in the show also at the same time. It was kind of interesting to do, and so I did that for a summer. And it wasn't a 9-to-5 kind of thing. You were really pretty much on your own, going around, meeting people. If you were tired, if you didn't want any more, you could go home. And it was just kind of loose. And then, I did enough that I was doing well. And but I only did it for that one summer. I really had a good time, and my claim to fame.
Do you know of any notable stories from someone's teenage years at Shell Point? Tell us about it. Contact Jared Pike at 489-8431 or email him at jaredpike@shellpoint.org. And let's relive those years together. Now from magazines, we go to books, as Nita DeWeese tells us about some notable books available in the church library this summer. But first, let's cover all of Tuesday's happenings from Resort Services.
Hello and welcome to the Happenings segment of ShellPoint TV. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. I'm Suzanne Zavada and I'm here with Bev Chanley to go over all the activities happening at ShellPoint today. We'll start the day off bright and early at 7:15 with the Health Connections Bend, Breathe and Balance in the Health Club on the island. At 8 o'clock, the Round Robin Men's Doubles Tennis Group will be out at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 8:15, the Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room on the island. And at 9 o'clock, we have a Susie Q trip leaving. It's the Dolphin and Sightseeing Tour. Sign up is required. It's $5 per passenger, and you sign up by calling the greeter's desk at the island. At 9:15, we have the Caregiver Support Group Therapy and the Memory Care Group meeting on the second floor rehab center on the island. Sign up is required. Also at 9:15, we have open painting in the art studio on the island, and our last 9:15 activity is Shuffleboard out at the Shuffleboard courts on the island. At 9:30, the Match Play Mixed Doubles Tennis Group will be out at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 10:15, we have the Through the Bible Study Group meeting in the Osprey room on the island. And at 10:30, we have the Caregiver Support Group Therapy and the Memory Care Group meeting on the second floor rehab center on the island. Sign up is required. And at 10:30, we have another Susie Q trip to Rum Runners for lunch. Sign up is required. It's $5 per passenger, and you sign up by calling the greeter's desk on the island. Now let's go to Bev for the afternoon.
Thanks, Suzanne. We're going to start out at 12:30. The Bloodmobile will be at the Village Church. It'll be from 12:30 to 6 o'clock, so head on out and do your donation. Also at 12:30, we have a mixed progressive bridge game. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. At 1:15, those knitters will be in the Osprey room. That's the knitters group. Also at 1:15, the Rollicking Recorderists will be down in the Tarpon room. And also at 1:15, we have the Women's Ministries Prayer Group in the hospitality room of the Village Church. At 1:30, the Stamp Ministry will be in the Sable room of the Woodlands. Now at 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training, Level 2. That'll be in the Health Club. It's currently full. And then we round out the evening at 6:45 with the hymn sing in the Resident Activity Center. That concludes our lineup for today. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is black cherry pork tenderloin with a baked sweet potato and zucchini. The dinner special is the Build Your Own Stir Fry Bar for $11.95, and the soup of the day is chicken and white bean chili. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Tuesday, enjoy a barbecue bacon cheeseburger with onion rings for $6.95. The dinner special is a hamburger or a hot dog with potato salad and melon ice cream for $7.95. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Tuesday are fried shrimp for $13.95 or chicken brine for $12.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins. I'm the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here with Nita DeWeese, who's one of the people that are instrumental in having our church library so wonderfully functioning. And this is summertime, isn't it?
That's right.
And people, well, I think people in Shell Point love to read all the time, but especially in the summer. And so we are going to take a look at some of the suggested reading lists that we have from the Village Church Library that people are very interested in. And I understand that we've got a wide selection of things to look at, both fiction and nonfiction, right?
That's
so
right.
Tell us a little bit about what you have in mind.
Well, some of the last 21 of the 75 books recently ordered are all new, but I, of course, don't have 75 here.
Right.
We've got them on 3 or 4 different summer reading lists at the moment. I did bring a few. A lot of our series books were updated.
Great.
Very popular Chambers of Justice series by Craig Parcell now has volume 4 and 5. Tracy Peterson is a favorite among our readers, and we have a new series started for her titled Land of Shining Water. And another new series by her is Bridal Veil Island, and we have books by her, 1, 2, and 3.
Now, people sort of get connected with these series, don't they?
They do, and they love them, and they just can't wait till the next one comes out.
Almost an addiction.
Right, absolutely. And it's especially when
addiction.
Especially when it's a favorite author. They don't care what she's writing, they're for it.
Right.
I have one nonfiction. It's a Heroes of Faith book by Rachel Phillips, which is a biography about St. Augustine. And Joel Rosenberg, who is fiction and nonfiction, is my favorite prophetic writer.
It's almost hard to tell a line when he crosses the line here. That's right.
You don't know if you just saw that on the news or you just read it in his book. And his latest is Damascus Countdown, which is volume 3 of the 12th Iman series. Fearless by Max Lucado is also a 2013 acquisition.
What a beloved writer, though. People just love to read his material, and he keeps coming out with more, and they're just always very encouraging.
Always excellent. You never feel like you have too many of his. Another nonfiction is Loving the Way Jesus Loves by Phil Ryken.
Right.
And I hear you're a fan
I love Philip
of his.
Ryken. Absolutely.
See,
I've read a number
him.
of things by him. A great author, very much a scholarly author. And this particular book, what's that about? What's that titled?
Loving the Way Jesus Loves.
Yeah. And if I understand it, that's his exposition of one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, and maybe yours, and maybe a lot of others, is 1 Corinthians 13.
It is
a great treatment of that passage.
Favorite. And those are the books that I brought with me, but in addition to what we purchase, many of our books are donated. It keeps our library full, and if we can't use a donation, we pass it on to one of the other inspirational libraries around the campus. We have them in the King's Crown, and the Arbor, and now the Springs, and of course some over at the Pavilion. And then if they can't use them or they are duplicates over there, then we put them on our 50-cent sale shelf.
I see.
So they don't go to waste any way you look at it.
That's terrific.
And I wanted to point out that if you don't live at Shell Point, that doesn't make any difference. You can use our library. You don't even have to be a church member to use it. We have several staff on our patron list.
Oh, that's great.
So I want everybody to feel welcome to come in and use it.
Yeah, well, that's great information, because obviously this broadcast gets sent to various locations, and staff inevitably see it because it's being run on all of these television screens. So it's really encouraging that staff love to read too, and so they can come by the Village Church library and get some of these things. That's terrific.
Also, remember, you can go to www.shellpoint.net and click on Church Library, and then search, and you can go in and see if we have your favorite author.
Fabulous.
Now, we won't know that it's in, that somebody else doesn't have it out, but you'll know that we own it.
Right.
So you can always check that without making a trip in to find out that it's not there.
Great.
And our hours are still 9 to 11 and 1 to 3, 6 days a week. We have additional hours on Wednesday from 5 to 7, and on Sunday from 8:30 to 10:15 in the morning, and 4 to 6 in the afternoon.
Fabulous.
And what a better way to spend a rainy summer day.
Absolutely. And we've had a little bit of rain, haven't we?
even without Noah.
Even without Noah. That's right. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful information, and we're so delighted to have this opportunity, not only for our residents, but also for staff as well. And it's exciting to have come to a church that cares so much about reading.
Well, we have had many, many compliments on the size of our library.
Absolutely.
For the size of the church.
Absolutely.
And of course it's tucked around the corner, and some people don't know it's there, but we keep trying to tell them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure they'll find it. They just need to ask someone if they don't know where it is, and we'll be happy to show it to them.
Thank you.
Well, it's a delight to be with you, Nita, today, and also with you. Thank you for joining us for Village Church Connections, and we hope to see you soon.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we learn about tea tree oil and how it can benefit your skin. We'll also visit the Springs, where residents are learning how to ballroom dance without ever having to leave their chairs. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Tuesday, August 6th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.